So he turns around to everybody.
Okay.
And he says, I didn't fuck my cat. I didn't come on my cat. I didn't put my dick anywhere near my cat. I've never done anything weird with my cat. Do you know what's funny about that fake punchline intro? That's a thing someone had to write this week and explain to the internet. This is the world we live in. And these are the hands we're given. Use them, but don't use them on your cat.
No, don't use them on your cat. Or your dick on your cat, for that matter.
For that matter. Ladies and gentlemen, like a breath of fresh YouTube mediocrity, we're breezing through your town. Welcome to Big Damn Cast, a pop culture podcast for geeky gossip and nerdy news. My name is Christopher Shane Johnson.
My name is Matthew Watson.
Also available in Spanish.
Yes.
Porque Watson.
Okay.
We've got less than 2 hours to talk about stuff.
2 hours to talk about a lot of things.
Yeah, in the last 2 days, the world decided to give us all of the content to talk about.
Lots of news.
We're going to bash through some.
There's some starting up with some a real trailer drop. I mean, we're a little bit behind because we recorded early last week, so we've got some things to catch up on. But we've also got, in the last day, we got 3 things.
Mm-hmm.
So, first of all, let's go back to just after we recorded last episode, and let's talk about the proper full trailer for this little movie that is coming out from Disney called Avengers Endgame.
Or Avengers Endgame.
Endgame.
Yeah, the presumably final trailer for Endgame, and the first full trailer for Endgame? Second full trailer for Endgame, I think it is.
And the scuttlebutt is that there's stuff from these trailers, from all the trailers, from the first 20 minutes of the movie.
Yeah, I think it's been confirmed this week that, it's all from within the first 20 minutes, half hour of the films structurally. But the trailer house, because obviously the way trailers are made, ladies and gents, is a different company makes them. The studio gives them footage that is finished. They hand it over.
Mostly finished, depending on what the movie is.
The Mummy. Okay, let's go watch that film where Tom Cruise screams in a asylum. They give them finished footage. The trailer house cut the trailer together. They then turn to the movie people and go, hey, can we just get a bit of extra dialogue? Or can we get an alternate read of this line just tonally for the trailer from that actor? Yeah, okay, this and the other, blah, blah. Cut it together, brilliant, out it goes. Sometimes it happens completely without the involvement of the creatives on the film, which is why you get Terminator Genesis style trailers that spoil the plot and send the directors into a rage publicly. What's happened here is Marvel and Disney have given the trailer house a total, you ready for this? Of 8 minutes of footage to work with across all of the marketing.
Woo-hoo-hoo! Talk about keeping it under wraps.
Yeah, this is going to be a 2 hour, 38-minute movie. So this trailer has me extra excited because of that. Because this trailer spoils 2 things.
What does it spoil?
It spoils that Tony and Nebula will make it back to Earth.
Which isn't really a spoiler, is it? Let's be honest.
But it could have been, because considering Tony's storyline was separate from everything else that was going on with the team back on Earth. But fair enough. And it spoils that, yes, those toy leak pictures and image leak pictures from last summer and this January are true. The big chunk of the team are getting this white, specialised armour for some form of probably space mission.
Spacesuits.
That is going on up in this piece. And I think the only reason they've included that in the trailer is to go, hey, those guys who spoiled it, there you go. We could have put something else in the trailer that you hadn't seen, but instead we just confirmed a thing.
Yeah.
So, bye! Yeah. Fuckos!
We confirmed a thing from the first fifth of this movie.
Yeah. Old voiceover from Peggy from Winter Soldier.
Yes.
New voiceover from Tony, but talking about the events of the first Iron Man. some new bits of voiceover of Thor and Captain America and Black Widow, carrying on the theme of the last year's trailer, the first teaser trailer for Infinity War, the whole one where they gave like Nick Fury's dialogue, but it was different characters saying it. And this time they do that, but it was the whole like some people, just lay down thinking not us, and all this.
I know we get not us. We get to see a little bit of interaction between Captain Marvel.
Yeah, and
between
Thor.
Carol and Thor, so that's
nice bit of interplay.
Yeah.
Love that. Just nice little
so
shot.
Cool.
Just freaking summons Stormbreaker. She doesn't flinch, but she sort of looks like, And that's enough for her to be like, yeah, she's awesome.
She gives him a little smirk. She's so cool. Brie Larson is so fucking cool.
It looks like our Earthbound heroes, some time passes, because we have shots of scenes where Natasha has the short blonde bob.
Yeah.
And we have scenes where her hair is sort of near shoulder length with the blonde running out. And we also have shots of her in the spacesuit with completely red hair and a long-ass braided ponytail.
Yeah.
Steve straightens up and has a shave.
Yes.
Goes back to his classic look, because sometimes people need a little old-fashioned. Coulson said that in Avengers, about him putting on the red, white and blue again.
Yeah.
Steve tidies up in this film and looks himself. And there's a shot of what is inevitably going to be from toward the end of the movie of him tightening his shield in Cap uniform, looking like something really horrific has just happened, and he's going to fight on and deal with whatever it is, no matter what.
It's because he's Cap.
Obviously, Tony's just died, and Steve's now going to fucking punch Thanos out. That's why. That's obviously what's going to happen.
Yeah,
maybe. I don't know.
I have no idea what's.
I'm very excited. Favorite shot in the trailer. For me, it's Scott Lang walking around Cassie's neighbourhood, seeing the missing posters, implying how long he's been out of it in the quantum realm.
The bins have not been emptied for a while, eh?
Yeah.
Where are all the bin? Why did all the bin men go?
But you want to give Ant-Man a serious kind of a weighty sort of, oh, that's why he's here.
Well, it looks like he's not the only one who's lost his whole family.
Yeah. Oh. Was that your favourite shot? The inevitable picnic of death.
Yeah, it's like, I'm happy with my daughter shooting arrows like a bowman. Oh, she's dead. My wife's dead. My other kid's dead.
I better go to Japan and shave off the sides of my hair.
Go to Japan,
punch
get
things.
a terrible haircut and kill dudes. Like, I'm interested in Hawkeye's arc to see how he gets to where he is at the start of Endgame.
At one point, it looks like Hawkeye and Ant-Man are on either a spaceship or in a base as it's exploding.
Space base?
Because Hawkeye is in Hawkeye outfit. He's not base ship. He's not Ronan. He's in Hawkeye uniform.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, we saw Hawkeye's look in this movie. His Hawkeye look
for Infinity War
about a year and a half ago. Yeah, when they did the big photo shoot in October 2017 for Marvel's 10th anniversary. They got everyone together and did a big photo shoot.
I suppose they had
and
to
they did
get
a big spread in Entertainment Weekly, and it was full of character portraits from across the years. And the Hawkeye one was this outfit
with his terrible haircut.
So, because that was the thing, I think we all trying to forget. They shot these movies back to back.
Oh yeah,
with a bit of a break around the release of Infinity War.
Brothers.
Around the release of Infinity War, they finished filming for a while, about a month after Infinity War came out.
Yeah.
Then they took a 3.5-4 month break, and then went back for another 2 months of reshoots and pickups.
Yeah.
So Hawkeye stuff for this movie was probably shot in early 2017. That's a weird thought.
Yeah, that is weird.
But and I can see why they spread the filming out, because there is some stuff. Obviously, wigs are a thing, but there does seem to be an element of, right, we're going to shoot your scenes here,
so many wigs,
and then we're going to pick up with you later on, and this, that, and the other. Because like Steve, like that long hair was a wig.
I think
it was a good wig, but it was a wig. And then you see the short hair, and you're like, that's Chris Evans' actual hair now.
I think
Tony Stark's hair has changed a lot. Toby pointed out to me last night, he's grey in the temples when he's in the Avengers base.
Like Reed Richards style.
Yeah, well, like time has passed.
Also, I think there's an entire hair continuity department for this movie.
For Marvel's, just the hair continuity folks.
There's a hair continuity department and now a Tesseract continuity department.
Easily explained away. We don't know what happened between Howard Stark getting hold of it and it being revealed to Selvig in a briefcase at the end of Thor.
Well, we know some of what happened. And let's just say, I hope he washed it.
Oh.
You know what else I hope they wash?
I cannot wait to see where the segue's going.
The Doom Annihilation trailer from my mind.
Matt, you can polish a turd.
It looks really bad.
So Doom Annihilation is not a sequel to Doom, the movie based on the game.
No,
Nor
which is not good either.
Nor is it based on the current version of the games. In fact, the trailer is so poor in quality and the product looks so kind of by the numbers video game movie bullshit that even Bethesda, when asked about it, tweeted back and said, we have nothing to do with this.
They don't.
Because they're pointing out, they're like,
it's not us.
We make the games and we're going, yeah, that's not us. Like, we are distant from this shit. We are the current holders of this kingdom. We are the keepers of this kingdom, and we're like, oh, them. Yeah, they're literally just someone else doing our thing.
There is some exciting Doom stuff coming down the pipe.
Yeah.
And we'll get to that in a couple of minutes. But this ain't it. It's not it.
I thought you were going to say, this ain't it, Chief.
No, I mean, this ain't it, Chief. But the thing is,
oh god,
it looks. I don't want to be disparaging of fan productions because some of them are really impressive, and
they're made. A lot of them are made, regardless of the talent or whatever. A lot of them are made with passion, and they give a vibe off. There's a vibe that you get from them.
I am no stranger to ambition outstretching ability. Like, I get that. I've been there.
We both trained as actors, folks. Like,
I know what it's like to not be able to do what you want to do because of budget or whatever, and it doesn't look right and all that stuff. But this looks like this looks like a mid-90s sci-fi channel of production. This looks like an episode of fucking Sliders. You know what I mean? It looks so, the lighting's so flat.
This looks like a DVD Uwe Ball.
It looks worse than that, even.
Well, the difference there is Uwe Ball at least sort of, like, knows how to shoot a monster, I suppose.
I mean, he's got some visual... Not much. He's got some visual flair.
Be careful. Do you want to have to fight him?
Rough. But this is just... It just looks so... shit.
Yeah.
The
trailer gives us nothing other than, hey... You know Doom?
Yeah.
You know that thing with the really cool, frightening monsters that relentlessly pursue your protagonist and want to tear him limb from limb?
Oh, I think it's the other way around.
Even the 2000... even the 2016...
2016 one.
No, the film.
Oh, the film. 2005, I think, yeah.
So
with Carl Urban.
And
Gone Girl. Rosamund Pike.
Rosamund Pike.
Wearing no bra.
And...
For no reason.
And The Rock, who at this point is still The Rock.
And half of Dexter Fletcher.
Yeah.
Which half? You gotta watch the movie to find out.
But don't watch the movie. But do go on YouTube to watch the first person sequence.
Kind of do watch the movie.
Okay.
Because it's bad, but it's kind of fun.
It's bad, but it's entertaining and it's full of good people. Like,
it's
really
full of,
good
full of
actors.
Good people, but it is complete fucking nonsense.
But even that has monsters in it. Like creatures.
Yeah, it has.
Hellbeast. This looks like it's just got zombie makeup effects and some
there is a creature. There's a creature.
Yeah, it's Doom. But I don't want a creature. I want someone tearing through swathes of beasts.
Give me a pinky or give me death. That's what I say.
Alright.
No, this looks shit. It looks terrible. A lot of people complaining about, the Doom guy is a girl now. Fuck off.
So?
It doesn't matter. It just looks shit.
The movie's not about Doom guy. The movie's not about Doom guy. It's got a different central character. Let her have some power armor and be a fucking badass.
Yeah, but I don't see much power armor in this trailer also.
Yeah,
like...
No one made that complaint about Doom, the film. No one ever said, like, where's Doom guy? They just went, oh yeah, cool, Space Marines.
Carl Urban. The Rock is Doom guy. No, he isn't. But like it's no, it's a thing of if there had been that reveal of like power armored badass cutting through Age of Demons and then it's like Samus Metroid style, take the helmet off and it's a woman, that'd be cool. But no, it just looks shit. Toy Story 4.
I've just realised the second video game movie with Annihilation in the title that is dog shit.
Third.
Wait, what? There's another?
Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
Yeah.
Resident Evil Annihilation.
Of course! I was thinking Mortal Kombat. Okay.
I think there's a Resident Evil Annihilation.
I think you are right, sir.
Let me double check that while you talk about Toy Story 4.
Toy Story 4 is a 2019 motion picture that doesn't need to exist!
But
We were both kind of like, really? Really? In fact, you could probably go to older episodes of this podcast and hear us talking about it when more tidbits came out, going, really? Why? But then I saw a Tom Hanks interview last year where he basically said, I think it was Graham Norton, where in it he says, like, yeah, we've done it, we've been back recently to just, do pickups and different lines, and pretty soon we're going to wrap on it. And he says they've told a wonderful story. It's a really wonderful way to close the story. Well, Toy Story 3 felt like the end of the story, so it sort of seemed pointless to go revisit the well.
Oh, I'm lying, by the way. There isn't a Resident Evil Annihilation.
There should be.
There's
God
an
damn it.
afterlife, an extinction, an apocalypse, but no annihilation. Sorry, continue.
They'll come up with another one. I know the last one was called The Final Chapter, but when has that ever stopped any franchise?
It's getting rebooted.
Oh, of course it is. Oh, God.
But carry on.
Toy Story 4 is not sullying the trilogy. It's offering a closing chapter for the toys, it looks like. Toy Story 1, 2, and 3 is the story of Andy and his relationship with the toys. This is about the toys. So I'm kind of fine with it. Pros. This looks great. I think this is the best looking Toy Story movie. In terms of the direction, the lighting on like the highway stuff. It's like, this looks really good. Well done, Pixar, you motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Con. It's Toy Story 2 again. It's a story about Woody's self-worth. Pros. It's
Toy Story 2 again.
Yeah, it's Toy Story 2 again. Well, I mean, to be fair, yeah. I mean, the starting main plot and what then becomes the B story is about Forky, in it. That looks great.
But he's a spork. I can see why it's confusing.
Yes. Forky played by Tony Hale. That looks amazing. I love the idea that Woody's like, look, we've got to look after this guy because you are really important. You're Bonnie's favourite toy right now. She made you and she loves you. So this is what it's like to be a toy. And this is what you should do and look after your kid and it'll be great. And Forky's entire thing is, I was meant to be used for food and then thrown away. Goodbye, cruel world. Like, he's literally suicidal and having an existential crisis.
Maybe chilly.
It's like, this is great. Like, that stuff I think is really cool.
Yeah.
Cons. It looks like Bo Peep might be the surprise Pixar villain, because that's a trend Pixar have now.
I don't know if that's a con.
I think it's more a con that Pixar have the same story model. You know what I mean? Like, the trailer shows off Christina Hendricks' character, who's the doll, in the antique store. And it's obviously meant to be like here's the villain. Yeah, I don't buy it. I don't buy it.
What about the dummies?
Oh, her ventriloquist dummy minions. Fuck yes. So here's a little detour. Toy Story started as a pitch in like the late 80s and went through several years of like conception stuff. That far back, wouldn't it? And animation began proper in 91. It took four and a bit years to animate the whole film. But one of the original concepts, the concept was always about a spaceman toy gets brought home and the cowboy toy, who's like the favourite, gets jealous and tries to get rid of the spaceman toy. Like, that was always the initial concept of the film. In earlier drafts, Buzz, and there are CGI sequences, like little shorts they made testing it out, and animatic ones with voiceover, that exist of this version.
Yeah.
Buzz was a tiny little space, he was called like Spaceman Steve or something. He was this tiny little dude, he had a very very curvy, sort of looks like a little squeeze toy. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's got a cool little helmet, he's like, I'm Spaceman Steve! Like, that kind of thing, and he's proper, he's an idiot in that. He's not misguided, his entire philosophy isn't right. He's just an idiot, he's a goofy little idiot. And Woody was always a cowboy.
Yeah.
Because it was the whole idea of spacemen toys replacing cowboys and Indians toys.
Woody used to be a real prick.
And a ventriloquist doll.
Oh!
He was a ventriloquist dummy.
That I didn't know.
More goofy looking, like rounded hair. We've got a little thing all flopping around. Like, you see the animation, there's a lot of movements like this, and he's just kind of flopping his hair and talking like that.
He's a red doll, essentially.
Yeah, and he was a prick. Like, his entire character he's a prick. And after they made these shorts with testing it out, that's when they went, we need to, right, this is cool, but like, if we're going to tell an hour and a half story, we need to have something likeable about these characters. There needs to be likability. They can't just be these ideas. Like, we've got the idea of space toys replacing guns and cops and robbers and cowboys and Indians. That's fine. But we've got to like them. So they did a complete character revision over the main two characters. It's taken them 25 plus years. But they finally got some creepy-ass fucking ventriloquist dummies.
Just for you, Chris.
Into Toys R Us. Into Toy Story.
Just for you.
The internet, of course, has been comparing them to Slappy from Goosebumps. They are very Slappy-esque. Right down to the sculpted hair and everything. They're very much like the live-action Slappy. I think that is a creepy visual when Woody's running between the bits of the cabinet and one of them's kind of falling in, trying to grab his creepy little dummy mouth. That looks cool.
Definite creepiness.
I like the fact we're with Bonnie. I like the fact we're getting Andy flashbacks, even if he has had his third facelift in 25 years. Whoops-a-doodles. But yeah, fine. I'm more excited than I thought I would be. Plus, it's part of the year of the Peel, so
that's true.
It's one of Jordan Peele's big three this year.
Well, the next week is the next one, so we're gonna have to try and find that. I probably won't be able to see it the weekend, but we'll put that after the podcast.
Have you heard the tethered mix of I Got Five on It? It's been put online.
No.
The version from the trailer that was made for the trailer has been put online to listen to on YouTube and on Spotify.
I have seen other reviews and they are
freaking creepy.
Positive.
Yeah, the coolest one I've seen so far, because I've avoided any spoilers, the coolest one I've seen so far has said it doesn't have as big a message as Get Out, and as such it may not have the same impact of Get Out, but it has social commentary, and it is terrifying. So, if you enjoyed Get Out as a horror movie, this is a worthy follow-up.
I'm looking forward to it.
And also, Lupita Nyong'o's performances have been cited as like career-making sort of. I mean, she's had multiple career-making performances, but like these will be ones where, if you're a fan of the horror genre and you've not really watched any movies she's been in, you're about to not only know her but worship at her feet.
Well, I am a fan of the horror genre, Chris.
Oh, why?
Which is good. Which is one of the reasons I'm looking forward to Stranger Things Season 3, which is coming our way this July. And about an hour before we started recording, we got the first trailer for it.
Yes! Oh my god, timing! We're recording this on Wednesday the 20th. Sod's Law, 4 other things will come out in the next 2 days.
Yeah, fucking hell. Tell me about it.
But yeah. This looks really good. It's a really goofy trailer that doesn't really give anything away, and it's about the friends, and they're all a bit older, and it's all really sweet, and isn't this cute, and isn't this lovely, and oh yeah, as the trailer goes on, it reminds you this is a horror TV show.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh.
Look, someone watched The Thing.
We've got some Cronenbergian Carpenter like creature effects going on.
Something looks like Rob Bottin shot it out in a nightmare.
Yeah. Oh god, that's a great description. We've got beautiful use of mix in the trailer, like just sort of that steadily growing sense of dread. Bubba O'Reilly suddenly becoming something more horrific and frightening.
Great song, well used. Hopper's mustache.
Hopper's mustache. The music in these trailers overall has been really good.
Yes.
The Beach Boys, use of the Beach Boys in the Toy Story 4 trailer was really good.
Yes.
God damn it, trailer houses, well done.
Yes. It's very good.
I am looking forward to it, and the button on the end is beautiful. How many children are you friends with exactly?
Steve! Steve.
AKA
now that's
Tiny Ben Schwartz.
That's how you do a redemption arc.
Yeah. Yes.
That is how you do a redemption arc.
I'm excited. I'm really looking forward to it.
Not really much more to say about it. It looks great.
We're getting some great telly this year, man.
We are.
We're gonna get a Twilight Zone trailer again soon. Surely it starts in like 2 weeks.
Yeah, we'll be getting it
on CBS All Access.
Unless they're gonna trail each episode.
Maybe because they've done a trailer, but it's very vague.
Yeah.
God, I can't wait for that. Year of the Peel. Year of the Peel.
Year of the Peel. And also the final year for another great piece of TV. The Game of the Thrones.
That's
your favourite TV show.
I love that one. I love the
bit. You love the Game of the Thrones.
I love Game of Thrones because I love the bit where they take the hobbits to Isengard. Are you alright?
No.
Model of a laughing man in Riddler's apartment in Batman Forever. In your dreams, show no mercy.
Oh, I could watch Batman Forever right now.
I could watch Batman Forever every day.
Oh,
it's the worst. I love it.
I think I did when I was, because it was the only one I had on video. So when I was younger, I think I did watch it.
So you watched the trailer for the game over and over again. Real game begins
every day
with the non-Jim Carrey Riddler.
The Niddler. The Niddler. What can we say about Game of Thrones, Chris?
I like the bit where the eagles could have carried them all to the...
Look, it looks like Game of Thrones. It looks like a great TV series that's going to be over, and Cersei's real shit, and I can't wait for it to get a comeuppance.
It does very much look like a, hey everybody, we're about to cram a lot into 8 episodes, brace yourself, kind of trailer.
This is a show...
Yes, it is.
So, like, incest has been a big thing in it for Jaime and Cersei, like their villainous characters.
Oh.
But do you know what happened last season?
Spoiler alert for Game of Thrones Season 7, a 2-year-old TV series. Go.
So, Jon Snow and
Daenerys started to hit it off, yeah.
She's his aunt.
Yeah.
They don't know that.
Yeah.
No one knows that, apart from Bran.
There is someone in the show running offices jerking off quietly in the corner at the fact they managed to get that in the show.
Yeah. But they fuck. They fucking. And,
oh my god, what if she has a deformed baby? Like Game of Thrones fantasy level deformed.
I mean...
And it suddenly sits on the Iron Throne and everyone goes, oh yeah.
I don't know if this is...
Because it'll be deformed, it'll have 28 arms, and those arms will be enough to accommodate all the swords in the Iron Throne.
I don't know if this is still canon in the show.
Or fanon.
But in the book, it's implied that she is barren after her miscarriage in the first book.
Right.
/ first season.
They'll probably carry that on.
I then think that I'd have to read it again, but I seem to remember that it also implies that after she rides her dragon...
Oh yeah, tell me more, tell me more.
Sort of stranded in the desert.
Oh, tell me
towards
more.
the end of book 5, she comes on a period for like the first time in 6 years or whatever.
Less hot.
So... But I can't remember...
Completely natural.
I can't remember if I misread that or if that's a thing. So... Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones, everyone.
It's coming.
Periods in the desert.
If you want to watch people who are related fuck each other, not on Pornhub, then it's your thing.
HBO. Tits and Dragons.
HBO. Tits and Dragons and Incest.
Tits, Dragons and Larry David.
But which one's which? Which is Larry? Is he both?
Oh my god, can the end of the first episode of this series just be who's it who knows that they're related? Bran.
Bran
just comes and says, "You're his auntie." Dun 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 dun
beloved cunt.
Beloved cunt, Larry David.
White in more ways than one. Speaking of beloved cunts.
Oh, where's this going?
Quentin Tarantino's got a new movie coming out.
Hey! Da-da-dun-dun, da-da-dun-dun. He made his actor suffer unnecessarily.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
But he also was a great storyteller, so we're going to focus on the pop culture side of it here for a moment.
We're going to get into storyteller behaviour disconnect later on.
Yeah.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Go on, Daddy, tell me a story.
Well, the exact
Sorry, you don't like it when I call you Daddy in front of other people.
No,
sorry.
no. I don't like it when you call me Daddy in private, to be honest. But
I don't call you Daddy to your privates.
It's my own fault for forgetting to gag you. So
the safety word is banana.
I like bananas. Bananas are good. Because that's potassium. So Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I don't think the actual plot is out there at the moment, but it seems, from what we know of it,
they've always described it as a tale of an actor and his stuntman during the time of the Manson murders.
Yes.
That's like the description that they've given.
Margot Robbie is playing Sharon Tate,
yeah,
who was murdered by the Manson gang, Manson family.
There's another Manson film coming out as well called Charlie Says, where Matt Smith's playing Charles Manson. It's a good trailer, but it's weird because it's about somebody trying to rehabilitate / get to know the women in his cult, and it sort of paints them possibly as people who were twisted into being like this. Which is a story you could tell.
Be the case.
Which is a story you could tell, but do you really want to? It's that whole debate of do you really want to paint them in a sympathetic light after the stuff they did? But on performance side of things, Matt Smith's performance looks really good.
Well, yeah, Matt Smith's great.
Full beard and everything.
Once Upon a Time, this trailer looks good, but this trailer looks like a Coen Brothers movie.
It doesn't
look like something that's about the Manson. I guess it isn't about the Manson murders. That's just a backdrop.
Well, I said it before, didn't I? It sort of looks like Hail Caesar, but set in the 60s. Hail Caesar was just a story of Hollywood, but set in the 30s. And by the end, it's also tied into nuclear arms race and Russian spies. But it was just a story of, would that it were so simple. Would that it were so simple. Would that it were...
That was in practicing for Solo. So I come out the other end of that saying.
I love when they were like, yeah, he's got an acting coach on set.
It's like, yeah,
and then the first thing to, the internet was just like, here's gifs of that scene from Hail Caesar.
But also, that's fairly common.
Yeah, it's possible that he just had an acting coach watching his mannerisms and voice to make sure he was being Harrison Fordy.
That does happen.
Alden Ehrenreich was not the thing that made Solo not work.
Solo worked more than it did.
It was fine.
But anyway, we're not talking about Solo. We're talking about Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I don't know why we're talking about Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, but we are.
Because, let's face it, those films are usually very stylish, very well told, and the talent involved is always spectacular to watch gather in one film.
Oh, hey, Damian Lewis is playing Stephen Queen.
Oh! Is Sam in it anywhere?
Not.
And will he carry Frodo up Mount Doom?
Not
like he does in Game of Thrones.
Not according to IMDb.
He'll be hidden.
There's a lot of people in it.
He'll be hidden. He'll be in there somewhere. It'll be a Kill Bill Volume 2 situation where he's just tucked away in there sneakily.
Oh yeah, that's always good. But yeah, I mean,
said the actress to the bishop.
Right. Yeah, it just looks like it's a movie about actors in sort of the end of Golden Age of Hollywood, I suppose.
Or Godonlywood.
And Charles Manson. So
Charles Manson.
God knows what. It looks like a film. Well, Tarantino movies are sometimes inscrutable, so we'll see what happens when it comes out. And
I guess we'll find out soon.
Right. Christopher.
Yes, Mattstopher. If that is indeed your real neckline.
It is my real neckline. Does it not look real? I can adjust it if you want.
See, I do that at will. And Will says, "Can you stop doing that, please?"
It's currently... Please don't adjust your neckline at me. So it's GDC in the States at the moment, Game Developers Conference, and Google have been rumbling about getting into games in a big, serious way. And yesterday they had their big keynote at GDC where they revealed the future of gaming.
What? Is it skateboards?
So, do you remember... It's not skateboards.
Ah, damn it. I'm pretty sure I chucked out my my skateboard for Wii. Because that was the thing, boys and girls. I
found a...
Skate. It was Skate, wasn't it, was the game?
No, it was Tony Hawk. It was Tony Hawk Shred and Tony Hawk's Ride. I found a box copy of Tony Hawk Shred for the Xbox 360 at a charity shop for 12 quid the other day. And I was and the guy was like, "I'll give you for 8. I'm like, "Dude, I ain't buying this. I'm just looking at it because it is a fucking historical oddity."
Like Rock Band and Guitar Hero survived, and then both had a mini resurgence. So
yeah,
there was a relevancy to that tech for a while.
The Guitar Hero resurgence has already packed it in.
Yeah,
like they're still releasing stuff for Rock Band 4, like constantly. But Guitar Hero Live has now had its live aspect discontinued.
Yeah,
so
it was a fad.
Don't buy Guitar Hero Live.
It was a cool fad, and it's one of those things now where it's like, hey, buy a guitar with a little USB thing, buy one of the discs, and just have it as a game you can play when you fancy playing some weird novelty with your mates.
Yes.
Rock Band, however, fucking lay that shit out in the living room and have a full-on session.
Oh, yes. But yes, so Google, remember a couple of months back when...
Let's say remember Google.
Remember Google.
Do you remember Google?
Remember a few months back, there was like a test program going on where people could play Assassin's Creed Odyssey through their Chrome browser.
Here's what
streaming.
I found on the web.
Shut up, Google!
Google's listening!
I literally said, "Okay, Google," and it came to life. He's going to do it again? No. So...
That's really creepy.
Stop, Google. So, you know...
Hey, Siri. I don't have voice activation.
Yeah, fuck you, Siri. So...
Say that to Siri's mouthpiece.
Fuck you, Siri. Hey, Siri, fuck you.
I don't know how to respond to that.
Wow.
Don't.
Picking on a poor, helpless AI.
You don't respond to it. That's how you do it, Siri. Right, what the fuck? Like, let me talk. Let me get my sentence out. So, a couple of months back, there was a test that was going out where people could play Assassin's Creed Odyssey streaming through a Chrome browser on any computer. Mm-hmm. Apparently, it worked pretty well. That was the initial stress test for Stadia.
Stadia?
Google Stadia, which will allow people to play games on any device without the need for a console, disc, or download.
What the
So,
hell?
to paraphrase Google, any screen in your life, including phones and tablets, the online Stadia platform will allow you to load up a fully fledged game in 1080p or even 4K in some cases incredibly quickly. If you see a trailer for a game on YouTube, you click play now and you start playing it in as little as 5 seconds without any drop in visual or gameplay quality.
I call
you can
bullshit now.
Share a Stadia link.
Okay.
And people can jump into the game.
Right.
You can share your exact state. So you can share a certain point in the game, send that link to someone, and then they can pick up that game from the same exact point you left off.
Right.
So they're going, no, we've got data centers everywhere. A single Stadia instance, so this is like the rack server that these games are running on,
Yeah.
has 10.7 GPU teraflops.
Dirty bastard.
That is more than the Xbox One X and PS4 Pro combined.
Yeah. Okay.
PS4 Pro is about 4.6, Xbox One X is like 6.7.
Question. How in debt is Google?
Google have more money than God. They can do whatever they want.
Okay.
They can afford to throw money at this. Doom Eternal is going to be one of the major titles available on there at launch. They've been showing some of that. The Chrome browser is also going to soon support the use of Nintendo Switch controllers, so they're going to be able to use that. Stadia will work with an existing controller, or that Google are releasing a controller, the picture of which is there.
Let's have a little look at it. Oh, very hybrid.
Yes. Well, the thing about these controllers is they connect directly to Wi-Fi and directly to the data center. So
My biggest qualm on this so far simply is Wi-Fi does not work as well as the world thinks it can yet.
that's why they've been testing it.
Right.
And this is why Google are saying that they can do it. They can do this over shitty Wi-Fi connections.
Okay.
And that it seems to be borne out by reactions to the test that was run earlier.
Right.
It was run late last year with Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Is there a projected window of
It's this year.
availability?
This
so
year.
they're saying this year this will be a thing.
Yeah. It's already working.
Right.
It's just not available yet.
If they pull this off, this is like next level human evolution with technology.
You
shit.
can do split screen gaming without impacting game performance because they can stack Stadia instances.
Mm-hmm.
So we could play a split screen game, but it's actually running on 2 separate instances, so it's actually showing 2 different video streams, but as one split screen.
Yeah. Okay. That's impressive.
And multiple.
If it can work.
You can stack up. They're showing it. There was a demo at the event where a guy took a single instance of Assassin's Creed Odyssey from a Chromebook to a phone to a TV to a laptop to another tablet and then to another TV.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It should work.
If they pull this off, this is phenomenal.
I think they're pulling this off. I think the only thing,
but it's also the death of every other form.
Well, no one's talking about pricing yet. No one's talking about subscription models. No one's talking about individual purchases. The thing that puts me off this is that I do like to own my games.
Yeah. Especially because digital markets are proving iTunes, Google Play, Steam, etc. That creators can pull or licenses can run out, and suddenly a thing just goes. You have no access to it anymore. Wii Shop channel, yeah, just gone.
Hundreds of games, some of which had their only Western release or only official release outside of Japan on that service.
Little things. Gone. I was going through my iTunes.
Scott Pilgrim versus the World, the game.
Yeah, gone.
It's gone.
Doesn't exist anymore.
You can't get it anymore.
Digital copies of all Activision stuff with certain brands attached to it, you can't get hold of anymore. You have to track down a physical version, which is near impossible.
Even the re-release of Marvel Ultimate Alliance that did on a PS4.
Yeah, that's gone.
That's gone.
What? They only released that like last year.
It was like 3 years ago.
The tiered bundle of 1 and 2 together. Gone. That's ridiculous. But yeah, that shit happens all the time. Like iTunes. Over the last sort of 6-7 months, I've been rebuilding my iTunes library from physical media.
Yes.
Because I had to wipe my laptop. When it was a bloody big hard drive error.
Yes.
And instead of like copying a bunch of files over and letting it take days, I was like, I'll just go through CD by CD. But obviously I re-downloaded all my digital purchases. A little while ago, I went looking for an album that I bought digitally, Lion by Stephen Lynch. Couldn't find it. Went to the iTunes page. The album is there, but it's a different price, different release date. So it must have been pulled and reissued or whatever online for some reason. And I don't own it. So the best I can do is get in touch with iTunes, even though it's impossible to find a simple, straightforward help contact thing for this sort of stuff, and say to them, hi, here's my receipt email from 5-6 years ago. I'd like my copy of the album. Now, if I'd have bought it physically at the time,
You'd just have the
I'd
album.
just have the album. So I'm very much like, yeah, I like physical and complete ownership of the things I buy.
Which is not to say that I don't go big on digital stuff. Like, I'm a PlayStation Plus subscriber. I subscribe to Netflix and Spotify. and all
You're a
that
Plex
stuff.
server, like you have a digital
Well,
database.
I've put that on pause for now because it's using too much fucking power. But I'm going to come back
But
to
still,
that.
like it's not like you are adverse to
But
having
also,
things in the digital spirit.
Creating a Plex server is creating digital versions of media that I already own physically.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. You are.
So-
But what I'm saying is, you're not adverse to digital as a medium.
No.
It's more that you want to know that
Ownership
if
is
something
a
goes
concern.
wrong,
Yeah.
you can revisit it. Or
I
go,
don't want to
That's
drop.
mine. I want it back.
I don't want to drop 50 quid on a copy of Doom Eternal that I can then only play as long as Google deign to have it on their servers.
Yeah. There should be.
So I think it has to be a subscription model.
There should be a big ass agreement thing on that, something along the lines of like, as part of the contract for the service, if a thing is dropped for whatever reason, you get a full refund for your purchase because you parted with your money to have that.
Yeah.
And then if it goes, that's not your fault. Like, that's the company going, oh, we're going to remove it, or we're going to do a remaster, or like, and it's like, hang on, no, I paid for that. So this isn't perfect. Like I said, price point's not been announced yet. We could be looking at like, just to have the service like 700, 800 quid for the basic service, the basic thingy, plus the mini subscription. But then how does that affect the game?
No, there is no box.
That's what I mean. No, that's what I'm saying. Like to have the, I might say physical, but I meant like to have the service itself, like to own that service, and it also depends on what tech you've got, I suppose. They say any screen, but I'm guaranteeing the TV will be like smart TV, or at least one with a Chromecast facility.
Anything with a
plug-in.
Chromecast.
So if you're gonna take advantage of this, you might have to buy more hardware so that you can take advantage of it based on, because some people are using TVs from like 10, 20 years ago still.
You can run it in any Chrome tab.
Yeah. But what if your TV's like a 20-year-old TV and doesn't have a USB port or even an HDMI port, and you're more than happy to just watch TV on it and plug in a console with AV?
Then you can run it on your phone or tablet.
But why would you want to play a game on just your little phone?
I'm not saying...
No, exactly what I'm saying is it's
I'm
like
just saying that
the cost thing could be a big turn-off here, whether it's the service itself or the service
but
plus
I don't think
replaced hardware.
I don't think they're going to charge a fee, like a one-off fee. I think it's going to be a subscription model.
So how does that affect the game companies?
They just get a cut of it. Like movie studios do from Netflix, licensing fees.
Yeah. And then everyone will end up being in debt. Yeah. And everything will crumble.
Yeah.
It's all going to shit.
Well, no, Google will just own everything.
That's true.
Look, there's light on the horizon.
I was trying to segue, but I couldn't think of one.
There's light on the horizon for gaming. Disney are reviving Lucasfilm Games.
Oh, shit, snap!
Well, LucasArts Interactive, but it's now known as Lucasfilm Games. They are hiring up for Lucasfilm Games. They are putting out ads for producers and brand art coordinators. This will...
Will again?
Will, fuck off. According to the job listing, Lucasfilm Games will focus on interactive products that incorporate Lucasfilm IP, such as Star Wars film and television properties, across all digital platforms, including, but not limited to, mobile, iOS, Android and Windows, console, Sony PlayStation, Microsoft Xbox, Nintendo Switch, PC, Mac, and AR and VR platforms. Now, that's interesting because who currently has the exclusive rights to all Star Wars video games?
EA Games. It's in the games.
And what have EA been consistently failing to do over the last 5 years they've had the license?
Deliver good Star Wars games or Star Wars games that are good but also not seedy and underhanded practices.
Deliver good Star Wars games or Star Wars games at all.
Yeah, well, there is that.
Look at what they've actually released.
There is that.
So that could be an indication that Disney are going to be stepping in and going, yeah, I think we're gonna.
Hey, you know those.
Maybe we're gonna take a bit of this back.
You know that lawnmower we lent you? We're just gonna take that back. Take back that lawnmower. And while we're here, the kids are ours now. Bye.
So yeah, it seems
we have complete custody. Bye.
Seems a weird one, like this, because recently, one of the somewhat, I think it was Bob Iger actually.
Bob Iger
come out and was saying, "Hey, we're not great at publishing games. We've tried it and it didn't work out." Like, so that's
this is Disney Interactive.
Yeah,
yeah.
So that's why we're happy.
They were great in the 90s.
That's why
PC
we're
gaming.
happy.
They did great.
That's why we're happy with our partnership with EA.
Yeah,
because we're not very good at publishing games, so we're happy to have these partnerships.
What's the betting that the final nail in the coffin that got this ball rolling was the Battlefront 2 scandal?
Oh no!
I guarantee that'd be like
because Bob Iger's saying that was like 2 months ago.
Yeah, that could be because they're just saving face.
Yeah, but
they don't look like they made a bad decision by teaming up with EA.
I don't think it was that. I think it was the fact that EA just can't get anything out.
There is that, or they just cancel projects and not like adopt them, or
they've cancelled more Star Wars games than they've
start
released.
A big gambling scandal in certain European countries.
So yeah, it's bad. It's bad, but it could get better. So that's something to keep an eye on. Also, something to keep an eye on. So you know that Warner Brothers still want to make that Flash movie?
Yeah, they do, don't they?
And they've got.
That was announced in 2016, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah.
They've got another pair of directors on the project.
Oh, Christ.
They've got John Francis Daly and Jonathan Goldstein.
This is the third or fourth assigned director / directors of the project.
These are the third and fourth, respectively, but they're a pair. They come as a set. And apparently they're taking it in a more light-hearted approach.
Yeah, in fact, the writers of Spidey Homecoming were the latest screenwriters for it.
Yeah, they're the directors.
Yeah, that's so those guys. It's that. Oh, sorry. Yeah, it's that team. Like, obviously, Warner Brothers have gone, "Hey, you guys did really good over at Sony. Do you want to join this project, which we're really confused tonally as to what it wants to be?"
However, according to Hollywood Reporter, Ezra Miller's not happy with that.
No, he's not.
They've had a clash of creative visions, and apparently Miller has a darker tone in mind for the Flash.
For the Flash.
Man, I
for
don't
the
know.
character
I don't know.
Who the last time we saw him was like, "I've never saved anybody ever. Show me how to save people. Hey, I'm great. Oh, all my bits are wacky." He wants a darker storyline. Do you know what the coolest use of the Flash so far has been? That very brief appearance in Suicide Squad.
I don't know.
Where he seems kind of on it and a bit cocky.
I think there was decent stuff in Justice League.
Aye, but he wasn't a dark character by any stretch of the imagination.
No. And I don't know if that's. I don't know if darker is dark because we don't know how lighthearted is. So, but the interesting thing is Ezra Miller has decided to write the script himself.
Yeah,
or write a script himself.
It's got to that point
with
the aid of
Grant Morrison.
Yeah.
I like Grant Morrison.
Mostly.
And he's done good work on The Flash. He's done fan-fucking-tastic work on JLA.
Yeah.
Fantastic
I've
work
got the majority of that run over there.
Oh, that JLA run is really good. Great work on Batman. Great work on All-Star Superman. Currently, apparently doing great work on Green Lantern. I'm not caught up on it.
Seems like a good fit for him, actually, Green Lantern.
Yeah.
Current day Grant Morrison, that seems like a great fit.
Yeah. Apparently it's real fucking good.
Don't read his Earth 1 Wonder Woman.
Yes, that's not good.
Garbage.
But the vast majority of Grant Morrison's comics work...
Garbage story.
I love.
Yeah. Trippy. The guy is trippy as balls because he gets trippy as balls.
So I think...
Tantric meditation. taking mushrooms and telling stories about the way we live beyond the corporeal form, but also, do you want to go out for a pint and get a bit fucked? Oh, go on, let's have a laugh. And Grant Morrison,
I think between them, they could probably bash out a pretty damn good script.
Possibly. I've never seen anything written by Ezra Miller before, though.
Well, no, he's never written anything this big before. I think he's written some stuff.
That's so weird, though. Oh, it's your first big thing, and it's one of our giant tentpole blockbuster franchises. Good luck.
I think...
I mean, for Christ's sake, Rian Johnson made at least 2 films before he did Last Jedi. Do you know what I mean?
I had to sort of put myself in Ezra Miller's shoes. I would sort of... I would hazard to guess that Ezra saw what happened with Justice League.
Yeah.
And went, I ain't doing that again.
Yeah.
I am going to make sure that this is fucking right. That this goes right. And if that means that I have to get involved and do this shit myself, that's what I'm going to do.
I hope that's what's happening here. Because at the minute, I couldn't care less for this movie, and I couldn't give a damn about it. I am more interested in the bizarre making of story that's taking place over the course of its current non-existence. That's more fascinating to me at the moment. Maybe this will turn it around finally. Maybe we'll see something come from this. We can hope. We can ballywell dream, Squire.
It's just
to be
weird.
Continued, folks.
It's just such a fucking limbo.
To be continued.
But it's not... There's one less limbo in movie land as of a couple of days ago. Chris.
Matt.
So you remember when I was talking last podcast?
Yeah, literally last episode.
About how hypocritical it was for Disney to use James Gunn's Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 script, but not bring him onto the project because of things he said nearly a decade ago. Which
he apologised for, had acknowledged the discussion had been had, and then were only raised one more time because a far-right rape apologist, conservative blogger / journalist, unquote, decided to bring it back up because he didn't like James Gunn dissing Trump on social media. Let's just remind ourselves, that's why he was fired.
That's why he was fired.
Not for the comments or jokes he made. Those jokes are gross, horrible, kind of unforgivable as far as jokes go. The dude didn't ask for your forgiveness, but he apologised for those jokes and proved, without a shadow of a doubt, through the works he made with Disney and Marvel Studios, that he was a growing, learning, developing, caring human being.
And also assured us that he did not fuck his cat. He did not come on his cat. And did not put his dick anywhere near his cat.
I mean, I wouldn't put it past James Gunn to still make that joke. He would make that joke.
Yeah.
And he would make it and everyone would go, that's a hilarious joke. Instead of, wait, did Shane Dawson fuck his cat?
That's actually hilarious.
Was not expecting that.
Hilarious.
James Gunn made some horrible jokes. If you disagree with the jokes and you don't want to support his work going forward, fair enough. That's completely fair enough.
Fine.
What?
Sigh, as in...
Yeah.
Fine.
Sci-fi.
Yeah, sigh. Fine.
Okay. However,
James
Gunn was fired by Disney within 24 hours, less than 24 hours of, is it Mike Cernovich? Mike Cernovich's blog post being made, digging up all of James's old jokes, tweets from blogs and this, that and the other.
Yes.
These were all from a time in James's career when he worked for Troma Films, and shortly after that period, his entire brand was being shocking, provocative. He was a provocateur.
He's an edgelord.
He was an edgelord. And it is really pathetic stuff.
Yeah.
And he's admitted that. And
no argument from me there.
Over the course of the 2 Guardians movies, you're kind of seeing the story being told of people who are not the greatest, kind of scumbags, sort of the worst,
Kind of scumbags.
learning to be much better people.
They're a bunch of a-holes.
They're a bunch of a-holes. But they are not
100%
dick. I mean, for Christ's sake, he says it in the film!
Yeah, he says it!
They're redemption films that show people can change to be better, and James Gunn has very much shown that in terms of his public persona. We've gone...
Demonstrative change.
Yeah. So, him being fired over this stuff was not fanboys necessarily. I mean, there were people who just saw it on that level, but it wasn't just fanboys going, no, we're not going to get Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 the way we want it. It wasn't just that, it was people going, so we're not allowing people to change now.
We're not allowing people to improve. If you take away people's ability to change for the better and atone for past actions, then you give them no reason to do so.
Yeah. Like, you're basically saying, oh, you were a bad guy once, that's you forever. Now, had James Gunn sexually violated children, had James Gunn, like, gone to a paedophile party, which was thinking,
should be
and it was an actual paedophile, then, oh my god, drag him through the mud, make a point, make a case, and then let the law deal with how he then goes through his making up for it, various things. But obviously, do not give him that platform that you would giving him a film that, like that by that studio.
And certainly don't fucking fire him off the back of a basically fake media fury whipped up by a fucking rape apologist.
That was the thing here. When it was announced in 2011 that he was working on Guardians of the Galaxy for Disney, people went, but this guy makes these kind of jokes and he said this sort of stuff in the past. And he put out a statement and went, yeah, no, I know I did, and I'm really sorry if that's upset anybody, and I know it's in bad taste. That's obviously not indicative of where I am now and what I'm going to do. And someone at Disney at the time, or Marvel Studios at the time, went, yeah, no, we're aware of that, and like, you know, we believe in James, and you know, we're not going to hold his feet to the fire for something that he's long since walked away from. And yet, the same situation happened in 2018, and Disney went, oh, he's fired now. Against Marvel Studios' wishes as well. Marvel Studio had no step in the decision.
It was Alan Horn.
It's all Alan Horn over at Disney. Last week, it was announced by Variety or The Hollywood Reporter, one of those two, that James Gunn has been reinstated not only as the writer of Guardians, his script is being used, but as the director.
Yeah.
And not only that, they're respecting his wishes and his commitment to Warner Brothers
to finish
the Suicide Squad and then begin work on Guardians. Which, keep in mind, they can just pick up pre-production from where they left off.
Yeah.
Like,
that being said,
he's probably going to take a month off vacation and then crack straight into that bad boy.
Yeah, the Suicide Squad, which I think now more people are saying, yeah, it's a straight up reboot.
Yeah, it's but Harley Quinn, played by Margot Robbie, might still be in it. So it'll be a franchise reboot in the sense of you don't have to have seen the first one to get this, but if you did, don't worry, it still exists.
And if you did, don't worry, this might actually wash the taste out of your mouth.
Yeah, it's sort of like when Incredible Hulk first came out. It was like, oh, the opening titles sort of remake the Ang Lee movie. Is this a prequel? Is this a sequel to that? And at the time they went, it's up to you to decide. And obviously since they've gone, no, it's its own movie because it's part of the MCU. It's like, okay, fair enough.
So the Suicide Squad is not due for release until August of 2021.
Okay.
That movie's two and a bit years away.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a while before we get Guardians of the Galaxy.
At the earliest 2022, we're going to see it.
At the earliest.
And that's if he goes...
And that's a push.
Straight in, yeah.
So, you know...
I'm fine with that. That's 5 years between Guardians Volume 2 and Guardians Volume 3. That's a respectable amount of time for a gap between films.
I'm glad this has happened. Apparently, reports say that the decision to rehire Gunn was actually made behind the scenes months ago, with Alan Horn reportedly being won over by Gunn's public apology and his handling of the sensitive situation. Why didn't you fucking announce it months ago then, Alan?
Or even better yet, Alan, why didn't you not pull a trigger less than 24 hours after Cernovich?
Because Alan Horn's a fucking crusty old white dude who doesn't know shit from shit. He just is fucking executive who gets paid a bunch of money.
I mean, that's the thing too, isn't it? Yes, those jokes are not indicative of the Walt Disney Corporation and their message. Absolutely.
Yeah, too right they are.
Fair enough. But this was already addressed this had already been addressed. And it's a horrible man using a nice man's horrible past and social media to kick up a stink.
Yeah. There was...
and that was the thing as well. It wasn't because Mike Cernovich was like, this man's disgusting and shouldn't be given this platform. It's because this man insults the president I support, and that annoys me, so I'm going to ruin his career.
Well, that's the subject behind it. What he presented was, this man is horrible and should lose his job, but the actual subtext behind it was, I don't like this guy's politics, so I'm going to fuck him up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is bullshit. Now, James Gunn released a statement.
He did, which is great. Again, keep in mind, he has not tweeted once.
No, he's been very quiet
since he's been using Twitter. He's been liking tweets, but he's not tweeted or publicly made any statements once since I think it was a couple of hours before it was announced he was fired. He wrote like a 5-tweet chain, just basically reiterating everything we've just said, and saying love to you all, and that was all he put. And he hasn't tweeted till then, and even then it wasn't a tweet. He's written an iPhone note, screen grabbed it, and uploaded it.
And it reads.
Thusly.
I am tremendously grateful to every person out there who has supported me over the past few months. I'm always learning and will continue to work at being the best human being I can be. I deeply appreciate Disney's decision and I'm excited to continue making films that investigate the ties of love that bind us all. I have been and continue to be incredibly humbled by your love and support. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. Love to you all.
P.S. Suck my dick. No, he didn't.
P.S. Fuck you, Alan Horn.
Go screw yourself. Big old tits.
And doubly fuck you, Mike Cernovich. You're a rape apologist and should be in fucking prison. With
double standards, because you're literally wielding your standards for the sake of a smear campaign against one individual, not because you truly believe that James Gunn shouldn't have that position. You just don't want him to because you don't like him.
Yes.
The whole thing has been gross and disgusting.
It's weird. Apparently,
it seems to have come to a conclusion. Because of course, Mike Cernovich immediately fired up the Twitter machine again after this decision was made.
I think I've watched
just over a week ago.
Seen
it. It's one of those where he just immediately started retweeting people because of course a lot of people are upset for legitimate reasons. People who were very offended by the jokes, who are going, I don't want to support a man who said
I get it.
That's totally fine. It's up to you how you feel about people who can change and how you deal with that.
But,
that is completely up to you.
It's
unfair, but it's also a personal thing.
It is also a lot about detaching the art from the artist, as we've discussed so much. Fucking, like, Graham Linehan is a massive transphobe. So I don't watch Father Ted anymore. I don't watch The It Crowd anymore. I never really watched Black Books anyway, but although I hear it's great.
If it makes you feel better, series 2 and 3 he has nothing to do with.
But it's like, if he were then to, like, 10 years in the future was to come out and be like, oh yeah, actually, I was wrong about all that shit. And had over that time demonstrably shown that in his work.
Yeah.
Then
you'd be more inclined to go.
I'd be more inclined to maybe give him another chance.
Yeah.
Although, as it currently stands, fuck Graham Linehan.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Show me how to beat me for bother.
Graham has accidentally made millions of pounds for trans charities and activism groups.
That's fucking great.
Yeah.
But
God bless you, Harris.
By the same token, I watched Leaving Neverland recently.
Yes.
I can't really imagine liking Michael Jackson stuff again.
Yeah.
It's
an odd one.
And even if he was still alive and that stuff regardless of what actually happened or not.
Yeah.
If he was still alive and had come out and had sort of done prison time or so, I still don't think I could have ever done it. Like, I could never listen to a Lost Prophets track again.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Because of what Ian Watkins did.
I think, for me, it's an easy detachment from Lost Prophets simply because of how callous and joyous he was about the whole thing and how he's still being caught doing it in prison currently. Apparently, he had a secret phone and stuff, and it's like, oh, dude, like, and the fact that his like passwords and everything were what they were, it's like, that to me is like, yeah, I can't listen to that because it just knocks me sick.
Fucking horrible.
And if the rest of the band are going to form a brand new band, I will fucking buy at least. I will buy at least a couple. Yeah,
and no one listened to it.
No, but like I will go and buy a couple of tracks of theirs just to basically say, yeah, you guys are at no fault here. Like, carry on with your lives. Jackson's a weird one. I think I've purposely chosen not to watch beyond the first episode, not because I'm like, nope, don't want to hear it, but because, again, it's the art from the artist kind of thing. It's that music brings me a lot of joy. And I don't have to play it out loud. I don't have to tell people to, like, no, do you know what? You should still listen to him. Fuck the documentary.
Don't have to go to bat for him.
Yeah, I don't have to do that.
Yeah.
Pete Davidson made a really funny joke on SNL the other day when someone said, how can you still listen to Michael Jackson? And he went, easy. Headphones. Which is a great joke. It's a great joke.
That is fabulous.
But it's true. Like, it's true in a sense. And
ultimately, that is down to you. Like, that decision is down to you.
Yeah, but I'm not going to go to bat. I'm not going to tell people they're wrong. I do think there is some weird circumstance around the timing of the doc and things like that. None of that forgives or vindicates certain actions he did.
I mean, it's a discussion for the time, but I think it's one of those things that's like...
he either did some really wrong things, or he was not aware he was doing wrong things, and the people around him didn't stop him from doing wrong things.
I think
either way, wrong things happened, and he was the person who made them happen.
I know no smoke without fire is sometimes trite phrase, but this has happened too often for there to be nothing behind it. Yeah, and you know, like, as much as I love, you know, loves me some Macaulay Culkin, as much as I think Corey Feldman, as wacky and bizarre as he is, an interesting individual.
He is fighting a lot to remove paedophilia within the Hollywood system.
Yeah.
He and Macaulay have both on previous occasions come out and said, yeah, Michael did not do anything inappropriate to us. Like, he didn't.
But
so like,
by the same token,
but at the same time,
both of the guys in this documentary.
Yeah. At the same time, maybe he didn't do anything inappropriate.
Maybe he didn't.
But he did with these guys. So, but the point I'm making of this is, it's like, there's an art and artist separation thing here.
So I get it if James Gunn's sort of behaviour in the past has put you off his work in future, but I think the difference is, like I say, it's that demonstrable change in outlook.
There is
clearly visible in his work.
That's the thing too. It's visible in testimonies of his friends and family, but it is visible even more so to the public in the work he has produced.
It is a through-line theme in both the Guardians movies. It is very strongly there.
Yeah.
It's what the films are fucking about.
It's so strange.
So, you know.
Yeah. If you're going to be mad at anyone in Guardians, be mad at the freaking lead actor who's with a church that supports conversion therapy and hating gay people.
Chris.
So there is that. But, you know, it's... but at least with him, if you want to have some satisfaction, you can just watch him fading into dust on repeat on YouTube if it brings you any joy.
That's true. Chris Pratt's public persona is becoming more and more insufferable, I think.
Because it's sort of becoming more and more clear that this man is not a nice man.
Well, I don't know if he's not a nice man, but I think he thinks he is.
Can you call someone a nice man if they think gay people are wrong, or at least support a church that thinks that and doesn't publicly just sort of distance himself from that part of the church?
It's fucking problematic. Yeah,
some Scientology level creep going on here.
Yeah,
it's really weird. I'm intrigued about. I've recently found out that Jason Lee is no longer a Scientologist, and I'm intrigued about that. Because that is, as we know from... I'm trying to remember her name. There's a lady that Lucy's watched documentaries with who left Scientology, and she's very openly discussed.
She wrote a book about it. She's an actress.
Yeah.
Oh,
God.
You should have read the
Tia
book as well. No, it's not Tia.
No.
It's... she was in King of Queens. What was her name? I will find her name.
But, that's... It's not an easy thing to do.
No.
It is not an easy thing to do.
Well,
Isaac Hayes separated from Scientology a bit. Lee Remini, that's it. Yeah. Isaac Hayes separated from Scientology a little shortly before he died. And there's a lot of suspicious circumstance around that.
Well, you know, look at...
around how some of his family weren't allowed to talk to him before he died and all that stuff. And
you look at people who are... There's always that thing when people who have, sudden... burst in success career-wise, and then later on you find out the Scientologists. Look at Michael Pena. Look at Elizabeth Moss. It's like, oh,
people have had continued rises in financial success. Like Nancy Cartwright's a Scientologist.
Yeah. So that's an organisation that's got some weird pull, and I think the sort of Chris Pratt changes in his. I think it was also there just came a change in his public persona around the time he separated from Anna Faris.
Yeah.
That just. I don't know if that's related.
It felt a bit more. It felt a bit less like a natural. Here's me and my marriage, and here's me just being a bit honest and showing some stuff up, and became more of a. Here's me cultivating a social media presence, and here's my this, that, and the other, and I'm going to say this, I'm going to do that, and I'm going to talk very openly about this.
A lot more about his faith and stuff like that, and then his new fiancée and all that stuff. It's just a bit weird, and I guess it's odd when you have that sort of look into people's lives through social media, is you make judgments about things that you don't know much about, and it's whether you've got the right to make those judgments or not. It's difficult to not.
That's true.
Do that.
But when Ellen Page basically makes a tweet about you,
Ellen Page is this.
You sort of go, she's firmly got her head on her fucking shoulders, and it's interesting that she feels it's necessary to call out Chris Pratt.
Yes.
It's like she obviously is very active about fighting against anti-LGBTQ I plus stuff. So it's tell you who else from the world of the Guardians social media I've not seen any reaction yet, but I'm hoping will fucking explode into joy and wonderment. Dave Bautista, because the Guardians cast, to their credit, even Chris's,
they all
rallied around James. They rallied around him. They put out that statement that they all co-signed about a week after his firing.
I'm gonna check Dave Bautista's Twitter now.
Bautista's very openly said that unless they use James's script, this is a few months back, unless they use James's script, he is going to find a way to leave his Disney contract. And on a few chat shows, including the Jonathan Ross show over here, he talked about how he's unhappy with it all and he will sever his ties with Disney if it does not end in a way that he feels does justice for James. That dude stood by his friend, and I don't blame him, because James kind of made Bautista like what he is now. He gave him that chance to try something new and bigger than what he was doing.
He hasn't tweeted
and
recently,
believed in him. Yeah, he sort of seems to tweet more sporadically now, doesn't he? Usually about campaign stuff or Instagram related posts and things like that. But I bet he's absolutely delighted.
One would think.
Because Bautista had a very successful career as a professional wrestler.
Yeah.
And was a big fan favourite and everyone loved him. And then he was like, I want to do more performance. And went for Guardians. Didn't think he was going to get it. Got it. Cried with happiness. Immediately went out and took a shitload of acting courses to basically figure out where his strengths and weaknesses were. Because they obviously saw something in the audition process was like, it's not just, the physicality of the role. Like, this guy's got something to what we want.
Turns out he's very good at deadpan comedy.
He's very good at deadpan comedy. And that has kickstarted his film career. Like, that film did do it.
And I think
I love the stories of when they were filming the first Guardians, because the majority was filmed in London.
Yeah.
He stayed in a little flat and he filled it with Drax toys.
Oh,
like he bought every possible. He went to Forbidden Planet and he bought every possible Drax toy that existed at the time.
So good.
And so it was just like five different action figure variants or whatever.
Yeah, because it would have all because it was pre-Guardians Drax. So it would have been like late.
There was definitely at least a Marvel Legends and a Marvel Select figure that had been out by that point.
It would have been the early 2000s Drax, which is more of what we see in the film, but it also would have been like the before that Drax, when he's the big purple cape and hood and all
the
that.
Destroyer.
The Drax the Destroyer, yeah.
He filled the flat with Drax stuff and Guardians books and just kept reading them on his time off. And
so good.
So it's like, this is somebody who did not take this change lightly and dived into it.
Yeah, and is passionate about his work.
And James is the man who made it happen.
Yeah.
So that his loyalty has been wonderful and inspiring to see, and I hope he feels really vindicated.
Yeah.
I'm not looked at like Sean Gunn's Twitter. Directors have been standing up for James throughout the whole thing as well. People like Edgar Wright and Taika Waititi have all made jokes about, like, do you know who should direct Guardians? This James Gunn guy. Yeah. He sounds really good.
Well,
Taika Waititi was always rumoured to be taking it over. Yeah. He said a few months ago, I've not had a single meeting along those lines. Everyone keeps assuming I have because Thor Ragnarok is tonally similar to the Guardians films. He said, I've not had that meeting. And then when the news was announced, he retweeted it with, I thought I was directing. That was really funny.
But also, like, I think one of the things that's been thrown around, I don't know if this is true or not, I've been confirmed, is that Marvel never offered it to anyone else.
Yeah.
They never had those conversations.
Because I doubt Kevin Feige would. I bet Kevin Feige was like standing by it too.
So that does beg the question, did this decision happen months ago? And if so, why did they wait so fucking long to announce it?
Probably because Disney were like, let's let it all die down a bit. Because even Disney didn't announce it. It was announced through the Hollywood Reporter or Variety. So Disney are sort of distancing themselves from it.
Well,
it's a success story, but one that they're not happy to admit they were wrong on, or Alan Horn specifically.
It's funny because it was wrong on. It comes within. I think they can sort of bury it underneath another big piece of Disney news, which has broken in the last, yesterday specifically.
This is a bittersweet piece of news for a pop culture podcast because, as fans of genre stuff, as fans of properties that are about to possibly get a new lease on life in their, dozens. There is a lot of stuff to look forward to here, considering this is inevitable and we can't change what's happened.
Yes.
So, as a pop culture podcast, this has given us fuel for things we're probably going to talk about for years to come. But it's at the cost of thousands of jobs. And
not yet. We don't know what the exact cost is going to be yet.
Not yet, but Disney's not Google.
Yeah,
it's close. It's damn close, but it's not Google.
Almost inevitable that jobs are going to be lost.
And not only that, it's about to create a very one-sided landscape in the realms of theatre and home theatre.
Yeah. So the Disney-Fox merger is now done.
It's official.
It's officially
as of
completed.
American midnight, March the 20th, 2019.
Yeah. So earlier today, basically.
Yeah.
As we're recording this, not as you're listening to it.
Yeah, the merger happened. 21st Century Fox, which is the film television properties of 20th Century Fox and Fox itself, minus some of the sports stuff and Fox News.
Yeah.
Is now the intellectual property of the Walt Disney Corporation. Yeah. That is both exciting and upsetting.
It's worrying.
Yeah.
Because...
Yeah. I mean, again, purely superficial, what we are going to get out of it as consumers of media. Awesome. A bunch of beloved stuff's about to get new leases on life. A bunch of filmmakers and projects that have been lingering at Fox will now have some financial backing where Disney's lot will go, yeah, fuck it, let's make that. Let's make that under Fox Searchlight. Let's do it. Well, let's bring back Touchstone, possibly. That was the thing that's rumored. Let's bring back Touchstone and release some films under that banner.
This is what they've acquired. This is everything that they've acquired. The entirety of 20th Century Fox Film Corporation, which includes 20th Century Fox, 20th Century Fox Animation, Fox Family, Fox Searchlight, Fox 2000 and Fox Studios Australia. Mm-hmm. The Fox Television Group, which includes 20th Century Fox Television, Fox 21 Television Studios, FX Networks, FS Productions, and a 73% stake in National Geographic Partners.
Yeah.
The Fox Networks Group International, which is Fox Networks Group Asia, Fox Networks Group Europe, and Fox Networks Group Latin America. Blue Sky Studios, a 50% stake in Endemol Shine Group, a 60% stake in Hulu, Star India, and Tata Sky, or a 30% share of Tata Sky.
Mm-hmm.
That won't affect us so much, that's an Indian thing, but yeah, they've just... So if... I'm just looking at the figures here. If this had gone down in 2016... Disney would have had a 40% market share of the movie industry.
Yeah.
That's only going to get bigger.
Yeah.
And that's a problem.
That is a problem.
Now, they've also said, as part of the deal, Disney have promised $2 billion worth of savings.
Yeah.
Post the merger. They're going to cut the fuck out of some jobs. I have seen estimates ranging from 1,000 jobs all the way into the 1,500s.
Yeah.
Of jobs, because departments are going to get merged.
The 15,000.
15,000, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I was going to say, that's not too big a stretch. 1,000 to 1,500. No, that's still 500 jobs.
I'd replied on Twitter to someone with there's going to be 1,000 to 4,000 jobs going.
Yeah, I think
I've seen even higher
job loss rate.
Even higher estimates. Again, this is all estimates because we don't know what's going to happen. The deal's just finished. So we know things are going to be consolidated, things are going to be merged, things are going to be reorganised.
Yeah.
Jobs are going to be lost. And they're not going to be the fucking executives who could afford to lose their jobs. It's going to be the people on the ground floor.
Literally, like people on the ground floor. It's going to be people who work within the administrative and physical manual stuff within these places. It's going to be lower tiered creative leveled positions. It's going to be art departments. It's going to be marketing departments. It's going to be people who do the numbers, crunch it, the accountants. It's going to be the janitors. It's going to be the receptionists. It's going to be the medical personnel and staff security people. It's going to be a shitload of people who can't afford to lose their full-time or part-time job.
Yeah.
But that's okay, everyone, because, like, Alien might have another film. Now, like I say, it is a swing and roundabout for the industry we're in. Because a lot more jobs are going to be created in certain places. But that doesn't make the loss of jobs elsewhere any less tragic or horrible.
As of 2018...
But hey, Fantastic Four!
As of 2018, Disney had a 26% market share in the US and Canada. And that was before the Fox merger.
Why is a cinematic monopoly a terrible thing in 10 words or less?
Well, because it limits the amount of product that gets made. It limits the amount of things that get made and make it to distribution. Look at the way Disney treated cinemas with The Last Jedi.
The strong arm techniques of Force Awakens opening weekend in the States.
Yeah. So, for The Last Jedi, Disney demanded 65% cut of domestic ticket sales rather than the minimum 55 to 60% cut, along with a 4-week hold in each venue and a 5% penalty to any theatre owner who breaks any part of the contract, including taking the film off screen.
Yeah.
So...
there are people at that level. Again, this is not like the creatives, these aren't the filmmakers, but there are people at that level who are doing this dirty-ass tactic. Quentin Tarantino's talked very openly about how in 2015 he toured The Hateful Eight. It had a general cinema release, but he toured it through a series of screens throughout the States that had 70 70mm projectors,
which is a rapidly shrinking number.
Yeah, one of which is this glorious old school cinema that he loved in LA. I can't remember the name of the cinema off the top of my head, but it's this one he loved, and it was like his. We're starting the event there. It's going to play for 2 weeks there in that screen, and then we take the tour on the road. And it's like, great, cool. And last minute, he was told that's not going to happen by the theatre, the ArcLight, because Disney had said, we want Force Awakens playing in all of your biggest screens for a minimum of a week, and then in 2 of your screens minimum for the remainder of its run.
The usual deal is...
even though this was out of their like big screens, this is just like their 3rd biggest, and it was the only one with the 70mm. So there was no need for this. But they were threatening that if they didn't do that, they would pull The Force Awakens and any future Star Wars property from ArcLight cinemas. So ArcLight would make a giant loss.
Now
during every big cinema season where a Star Wars release was going to happen.
Think of all the franchises that Disney now own that they can try that shit with.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's like, well, they'll spread the market a bit thinner. People will be choosier about what films they go and see. Yeah, but
people are already
about 75% of those films that are going to be available to see will be owned by them now. So they're not going to make a loss overall as a company.
You know, it's scary.
Yeah.
It's a scary thing.
It's people at the top making decisions that will affect a lot of people at the bottom. And a lot of their consumers. And a lot of the places that house their product.
I've only really got one thing to say on the matter.
Aye.
This is late stage capitalism.
Yeah.
Thanks. I hate it.
But we would be remiss if we didn't touch on the possibilities of franchise stuff as well going forward.
We're getting Fantastic Four and X-Men in the MCU within the next 5 years. That's happening.
Fantastic Four sooner rather than later, I'd wager, just because of the Skrulls cross stuff already happening.
I mean, that stuff was... license-wise, that stuff was pretty clear anyway.
Oh, the Skrulls was shared between the 2 studios, like Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch sort of stuff. They vaguely fit in the camp of Fantastic Four and Avengers.
It's going to happen.
It's going to happen.
It's not going to happen immediately. Shang-Chi is in active development. They've just announced a director for that.
Yeah, that was for... was that an MCU project? Or is it? This is MCU, possibly?
Yeah.
Okay. But not because they've not made like the full announcements yet of what Phase 4 is, have they?
No.
So
No,
I would be delighted if they went, Phase 4, we're kicking off Phase 4 with Shang-Chi, Master of Kung Fu. I'd be like,
Shang-Chi,
that's bold as fuck.
Eternals, because they talked about casting an openly gay lead for Eternals.
Yeah, okay.
So we're getting those two, as well as
Black Panther sequels, greenlit.
Whatever else we're getting.
A third Spidey with Sony.
Presumably a Captain Marvel sequel, because that thing's nearly made $1 billion already.
Doctor Strange 2 has been discussed.
Yes.
Scott Derrickson has spoken about that.
So, you know...
Guardians 3 eventually.
Guardians 3 is going to get Ant-Manned. Like, it's being pushed back is going to have a sort of knock-on effect, I think. And a wider storyline.
And a future Avengers or spiritual Avengers successor with Captain Marvel in the lead. Because they've said that this week, that she's leading the charge for the next phase.
Alpha Flight.
Cosmic Avengers.
Give me Puck or give me death.
Cosmic Avengers.
Yeah.
I want that. That'd be great.
I mean, that is what Alpha Flight is now in the comics.
Yeah. Star Wars original releases, possibly. Well, more of a possibility now than they have ever been before.
I think more anthology stuff is going to go
ahead.
But I think it's going to go Disney Plus.
Yeah.
I think we're more likely to see a Star Wars anthology series than we are a series of Star Wars anthology movies. Just because
I agree there.
I don't think the stories need to be movie size in scope.
No.
And I think Disney know that.
The Mandalorian's like already long since wrapped, isn't it? It's in post now. I
believe so, yeah.
In post, waiting for the Disney Plus service to begin.
Yeah, which is summer, I think, in the States. But I don't know if it's coming over here.
We're probably gonna get a Netflixy kind of thing. For
I don't
a while.
know, you know, because I think Disney. I think are big enough to go. Are we launching this worldwide?
That's true, but all of Disney's movies are now off of Netflix in the States.
Oh, that's true.
But they're still on over here. Not a lot of them, but a lot. You know, there are Disney properties.
We've
already
got Disney Life over here.
True,
so
but I can imagine that
transition thing of transitioning Disney Life to Disney Plus.
Disney.
So yeah, also again, it's
that's what that was.
It's a sort of they're becoming their own competition because they now have a majority stake in Hulu. It's another streaming service, as well as we'll be launching Disney Plus.
Yeah,
it's
sinister,
fucking scary. It is fucking scary. I know.
If you want to hear sort of like more developed thoughts on it, like even more rambly, I'll just track down the number now. But we did an episode about 1.5 years ago specifically about this, where it was the main topic, because it was around the time of the announcement of the merger, and we talked about the pros, but mostly the cons of where this is going to go. I'm going to find the episode number now because I think it's worth a revisit if you're curious, gentle listener.
You should be curious.
Yeah. Bye, curious. Wait, what? Here it is. Episode 72 from November 2017. If you go give that a listen, Big Damn Cast number 72. Yeah, it's odd. But again,
it is odd.
We're going to be somewhat hypocritical in a sense, because we're going to obviously talk about the things that come out of this. And we're only human. There'll be stuff we get excited about. But it is important to not lose sight.
There are absolutely going to be projects worth getting excited about that come out of this.
Yeah.
Because you've got...
And that's the thing as well. It's important to realise they're not the reason this has happened.
They
are a byproduct of it and one of the pros of it for Disney.
Yeah. This is a...
Disney haven't done this so they can have the X-Men.
No. This is a movie studio with almost unlimited money at this point. Being able to pull from an even deeper barrel of IPs and ideas. And unfortunately, Although I think we'll get some good stuff out of that, because of course we will. I also think it's going to be detrimental on new stuff coming through.
Mm.
There's going to be a lot more Star Wars. There's going to be a lot more MCU. I like those things, but I need variety.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like some of the things that I'm looking forward to most this year, like Us, and Brightburn. Like they're not. They're new. They might be informed by existing IPs, but they're new ideas.
Yeah, it's new territory,
and I think we're going to be getting less of that through.
Mm.
And what we do get from the smaller studios is going to be choked out by more Star Wars, more Marvel.
I mean, maybe they'll prove us wrong in a sense. Maybe they'll turn around and be like, "Hey, through Fox Searchlight and a couple of other things we picked up, we're going to be releasing like 25 independent movies under that label this year." If they suddenly turn around and did something like that, spread that money,
yeah,
I'd be like, okay, because then what you're doing is you are developing and informing art using your influence, using your money, using your position.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not holding my breath.
I'm not holding my breath for that, but that would be wonderful. Or even if that was like half the mission statement, like that alone would be okay.
Yeah,
you're doing something different, and because at the end of the day, movies are escapism. They're stories. They're fairy tales. They're campfire stuff, writ large for us all to enjoy together.
If you watch a movie around a campfire, it better be a short one. You tell us
Well, yeah.
power.
No, but you know what I mean. It's like presented for the midnight.
That's going to really pull your 3G down.
Presented for the Midnight Society, the equivalent of Midnight Society. But you know what I mean. It's like
there is no Midnight Society anymore. They're all on Snapchat. Oh, sorry. It's 2019. They're all on TikTok.
You know when I went to see Captain Marvel,
5
TikTok ads.
TikTok ads.
Yeah.
6.
And they made it just look like shit Vine.
Yeah.
Which is what it is. So it didn't do
So they did a great job of advertising it.
That's true. How are we for emails? We emailed
I say
thee nay.
We've got a couple of emails, but nothing specifically pertaining to this, so we will pick them up next week, I reckon.
Fare thee dues, good sir,
because
kind sir.
We're running on limited time, and I know you have places to be.
Aye, hell.
And I have a place to be as well. It's called the bathroom.
Oh. About to drop a deuce!
No cats will be involved.
Well, we'll see it when we believe it when we see it.
And if they were, I wouldn't be fucking tweeting about it, would I, Shane?
Shane! I love Lord of the Rings. Get in touch, bigdamcontact@gmail.com. We'll read out your emails next week. Also, Big Damn Cast on Twitter, twitch.tv/BigDamnStream. The Big Damn channel is on YouTube. If you're not watching us on there, you might have a little go at it, mate. Coming up this week, there'll be a little video review of Us at some point. Not just Us, the film.
So, do you think Gandalf is going to be with Jon Snow or against him?
I don't know, but I'm just excited to find out which Hogwarts house they're in.
And did they fuck?